welcome to The Invisible Woman. You are in for a treat because this whole month of February, we're going to be talking about, you'll never guess, love. Got my heart earrings on. I got my heart in my hands. We're gonna be talking about love, you guys. I'm gonna give you some dating tips for this episode because with this episode with the dating tips, by the end of February, you're gonna be feeling the love. So stay tuned. Have an exciting show from an exciting host. Wait, me, an exciting host, talking about love and dating and tips to help you get to me more. Get to my heart. Help you get to my heart. Okay. No. Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. I know on the season 2, first episode, I was doing a Q&A, and one of the questions that I was asked was, should a woman ask a man out on a date? And I said, kudos to the women who are brave enough to do that. And I also said I was going to put a pin in it, and I was going to come back with an answer. So I came back with an answer to that question and so many other questions that you want to know the answers to as well. Tonight's episode is going to be about dating 101. Dating 101. I'm going to give you some dating tips. I'm going to ask some questions. I actually polled some people and got some feedback, so it's going to be a very interesting show. Stay tuned and prepare for the Invisible Woman Dating 101. Welcome back to The Invisible Woman. We're talking about dating 101. Now, dating can be overwhelming. It can be tricky. The dating pool is just, I heard it's tainted. it's a lot. It can be a lot. And getting to know somebody all over again and exposing who you are, and it's a lot. I understand. You're chatting it up with virtual strangers online. You are connecting with people that, you've been introduced to. It's just, it's trying to keep up with. It's just a lot. I know it can be overwhelming. And I think that the digital time that we're in, it makes it easier to find true love, or does it make it easier to find true love? But it does make it easier to manipulate people. Yeah, I said it. Because now you have the people behind the computers that are pretending to be somebody else and catfishing, that kind of thing we have going on. I think that the digital age has made it more complicated. Oh, and ghosting is easier now. You can block people and just go on about your life like they never even existed. Block them from Facebook, block them from your phone, block them from your life, and just bye. But I'm going to talk about some dating tips, things to make dating fun. Like when you are one of the things that, when you get ready to go out on a first date, you think movies, you think dinner, you think, stuff, that traditional stuff. But how about thinking about more fun activities where you can, get to see their personality? Because you can't see their personality in a movie. You're sitting in the movie theater together and you're side by side looking at a screen. You're not really having a conversation with each other. At least you shouldn't be. No talking during the movie. But yeah, you're not getting to know that person. So when you're when you're getting ready to go out on your first date, think something fun where I can talk to this person, where I can get to have a feel of their sense of humor, because they may have a satire that you're just not feeling. You don't like their dark humor, or you don't like the sound of their laugh. It could be, things like that you're just kind of, you don't get from just the traditional movie. So think more outside the box and think, let's try and do something fun and unconventional so that I can get to talk to them. I can get to connect with them. That's the first tip. The first tip, like I said, doing something fun and unconventional so you'll get a feel of personalities. Okay. The second tip I would say would be, let me think about that for a second. Oh, okay. Don't be afraid to meet new people from friends. You know, you can be set up by friends. You can go from having a friend introduce you to somebody, and you actually, okay, so when your friend introduces you to someone, then that's kind of like them vouching for them, saying, hey, this is a stand-up person, you know, this is somebody I want you to know, because we don't normally introduce our friends to people that are not good people. So don't be afraid to be set up by your friends. Let's do that and introduce your friends to, you meet my friends, my friend meet your friends, and now we can all be friends. So it's just me having fun. See, my personality, I'm telling you, that's key. You want somebody that you can connect with, that your personalities mesh well. Because, okay, I think I've said enough. Now, one of the poll questions that I asked while you're out meeting these people and going on this date, I asked several men and women, who should pay for this first date? The answer was the answer was what they say, some anonymous. Everybody said the same thing. The men should pay for the first date. The women said it, the men said it, everybody agreed. I'm saying it. Pay for the first date, men. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman and dating tips right after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Invisible Woman. We are still talking about dating tips, dating 101. Now, the men have decided that they are going to pay for this date. Okay. So, ladies, just because the men are paying for the date does not mean you order everything on the menu. Let's be mindful. Let's think conservative. Let's be mindful of what you're ordering, how much it costs. I mean, because this is the first date, you know, and you don't want to have that mindset of money ain't a thing. It's not your money. Let's not do that. Let's be considerate. Right back with more Invisible Woman and dating tips right after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Invisible Woman. We are talking about dating, and you are speaking with not an expert, but me. But I'm giving some good advice, so please pay attention. Another tip for dating is, once you go out on the date, let's not overshare, okay? Don't put everything out there all at one time. You don't want to give too much information to where they're kind of like, and then you don't get the second date. You know, just kind of ease up, have a good pleasant conversation. Matter of fact, think about what you're going to say. Think about what you want to know. Get some conversation starters in your head before you know, go out on this date, so you'll kind of keep everything in perspective. Now, you know, I know everything is not going to go with, you know, just kind of go with the flow, but please do not overshare. That's a no. Okay? So think of conversation starters. Think of some things that you want to know, and some information that you're willing to share about yourself that is not oversharing. Okay? Got it? Mystery. You need some mystery. You need some kind of secrets. You don't put everything out there on the first date. So no oversharing. Sharing, but no oversharing. Got it? All right. My next dating tip. Oh, wait, let me skip to a poll question right quick. My next poll question was, do you believe in love? And everybody said yes, they do believe in love. I've also said, they also said that they don't believe in love at first sight. So, yeah. Lust at first sight, love at first sight, no. So, yeah, believing in love, love takes time. That sounds like a song. That is a song. Okay. But Y'all, I'm all over the place today. Just forgive me. It's just, yeah, I'm having fun. I am, and I hope you're having fun too. But I'm also trying to give some tips to help you guys, ladies, to help you ladies be successful in your dating to where you can get to the next step. You know, graduate from potential girlfriend to wife, you know, if that's where you're trying to get to. We're talking about dating 101, and when you're out with someone, do not, I repeat, do not ignore red flags. I tell you, I went out with this guy this one time, and we went to a restaurant. My my friend, a restaurant my friend suggested. But anyway, we went there, and once we got our food, his steak, I think it was a steak. I can't remember. I just remember his meat wasn't like the way he liked it. I think it was a steak, and it wasn't to his liking. And he went from Mr. Charming to off the charts. I watched this dude, Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, right in front of me. He was just like, oh no, y'all can't never get nothing right. And he just went off on the staff. He went off in the restaurant, and I was super embarrassed. I'm like, can I just, you know what? I'm gonna go to the restroom. And I went to the restroom, and I ran out of there like the place was on fire. I refused to stay up in that restaurant with this dude acting like a maniac. It was embarrassing for me. And I thought, oh my gosh, when I first met him, oh, he was handsome, he's tall, he's just like, oh, I'm like, the conversation is like really good. I'm like, yes, he's perfect. And I know nobody's perfect, but you know, I was just like, he was checking boxes, you know, and I was like, check, check, check. And yeah, after that dinner, seeing that attitude go from, you know, Mr. Debonair to Mr. Oh my gosh, who is this guy I'm with? I was like, I'm out of there. So I say all that to say, do not ignore red flags. I could have been like, you know what? He's so cute. Let me just give him another chance. No, don't ignore red flags. Stuff like that you just cannot ignore. So do not ignore red flags. You know, listen. And you know, I did do a poll question to see what are some red flags that, you know, you guys are you know, just like not, you know, that you're looking for. And I got the first one is lying. People saying no to people that don't tell the truth. That is a major red flag. So be honest. You don't have to tell everything, but be honest. Another red flag was being on your device while you are on the date. I don't know if that's really a red flag, but they said, you know, the guys, they don't like that. The women, they don't like that. Nobody wants that to know that your device is getting more attention than them, or the wait staff is getting more attention than them. You know, you want the person that you're with to feel like you are there with them and you want to be there with them. So limit the time on the device. You know, so no going off on the wait staff. Watch the temper tantrums and the anger and the device time that you're, you know, making sure that you're focused on your date. Um, and another red flag was drugs. Drugs. No, that was not just a red flag. That was a deal breaker. Don't do drugs. Drugs? Okay. All right. Follow your instinct. If you see something that you don't like and you feel like this is not going anywhere, then follow your instinct. Leave. You know, I'm not telling you to get up and abandon ship like I did, because I had to. That dude was crazy. But if you feel like, if you're seeing things that you're, you know, No, you don't have to stay. You don't, they don't have, there does not have to be a date number two if you're seeing some things that, are alarming in the first date, on the first date. So don't ignore your red flags. Don't ignore your instinct. Don't ignore what you're feeling and what you're seeing. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this break. Welcome back to the Invisible Woman. I am not the expert, but yet I'm giving dating tips. Okay, but if you stuck with me this far, thank you. Still stay with me a little bit longer. We got a few more dating tips. Um, so another tip is do not, and I know this should go without saying, but guess what? I gotta say it because it happens. Do not be late. Once you get the date, don't be late because being late escalates into a lot of things. Let me tell you what it equals. It equals I cannot trust you at your word. I cannot take you at your word. You're not a person of integrity. You said you're going to be here at 7. You're not here at 7. You're here at whatever time you get there. So you're not a person of your word. If you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. Don't be late. And if you are by chance are late, communicate. Because if you don't communicate, then that just means that adds to another red flag. You don't communicate and you just late. You just show up whenever you want to show up. That's not a person that I want to be on a date with. That's not a person that I want to start dating. And it also says that I don't care about your time. That's not the impression that you want to give. So don't be late. And if by chance you do happen to show up late or have to show up late, communicate because that shows a sign of maturity. That shows that you can communicate. It's just it looks better. So don't not communicate and then be late. That just doesn't look good. And I guarantee you, date number 2 more than likely is not going to happen because you've already started off on the wrong foot. Okay. Now I asked another poll question. Y'all, I was just asking questions, firing away, bang, bang, bang. Okay. Would you consider a second date with a person who was late and did not inform you that they were going to be late? And the guys said no, they would not. The women said, well, it depends. But the guys said no. So I'm here to tell you, the guys do not want you to be late. And like I said, to be late without communicating. Deal breaker, red flag, no second date. Okay, so I gotta tell you about my dating catfish story. There was a guy I was talking to, and you know who you are. But anyway, we have been talking. We decided we're gonna meet now. Like I told you about smart dating, so we met at McDonald's. Okay, so we just so I was like, okay, this is our first like meet and greet. Okay, we had met online, so our first official meet and greet. And I go to the McDonald's and I'm waiting for him, I'm looking for him, and I'm texting him like, hey, I'm here. And he's like, I'm here too. And I'm looking around like, I see a lot of people, but I don't see him. So then I call his phone, and there's this guy across from me that his phone rings, and I was like, that's not the same guy. He was totally different. He was like maybe like 30 pounds heavier. He had a couple of shades, different skin tone. He had less hair, and I was just kind of like, and I said, you don't look like your pictures. And he was like, oh yeah, those pictures are a little older. And I was like, they're not a little older, they're a lot older. Like, you don't look anything like your pictures. Like, I took my picture like last week, you took your picture like last decade. Like, dude, we are not the same. And I'm telling you, I was like, okay, you know what, this is not gonna work for me. So no. And then it was just, yeah, it was a big no. Like a big no. Like, yeah. Catfished big time. And I remember being smart. I went. I didn't even go directly to my car because I was like, I don't know. He's lied about who he looked like, what he looked like, so he might be a stalkerish kind of type. So anyway, I didn't even go directly to my car. I actually kind of walked around the parking lot a little bit, just trying to throw him off the scent of which vehicle was mine. I was like, I gotta go. But yeah, just like I said, they don't always look like what they pretend to look like online, sending out old pictures and stuff like that. So you just want to be careful when you're meeting people. And if you do decide to date somebody, to get to know somebody that you met online, make sure that you go to a, open spot and it's daytime and it's yeah, you go to like Walmart or McDonald's or somewhere that there's lots of people, and and let somebody know where you are. Let somebody know where you are. Don't be so secretive when it comes to meeting people offline with your friends and stuff. You want people to know where you are in case something happens. Okay, so yeah, just my story. I was like, this is not the same dude. Wait, no. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this break. Welcome back to the Invisible Woman Dating Tips 101. Now, if you are, a casual drinker and you decide to go out and on your date and you have something to drink, make sure that you are limiting your alcohol consumption, you know, that you can still maintain your clear thinking. And also make sure that you have that someone knows where you are and they know who you're expecting to meet. That way if something do happen to you, you'll be safe, because we don't just want to date. We want to have smart dating and we want to be safe. So make sure that someone knows where you are. I'm in the I have friends that will give me the rundown on, okay, this is who I'm going with, this is the type of car he drives, or even send a picture of their license plate if you can, doing stuff like that. Not saying that you're riding with them, but, just in case something does happen, you can't get back to your own vehicle. It's just being safe dating, safe, smart dating. So make sure that you are letting other your trusted girlfriends know who you're with and where you're going. And that way you can be safe. Welcome back to the Invisible Woman. We are talking about dating 101. Now, I did say that I was going to answer that question about should a woman ask a man out. It has finally come to that time. And I polled the people. And the guys said it is okay for you to ask them out. Matter of fact, it just relieves them when you ask them out, because they know that you're interested. They don't have to guess. They don't have to question, does she like me? Is she feeling me? Will she go out with me? They don't have to question that because you're doing the asking. So the guys that I did poll, they said, yes, it is okay for you to ask them out. Now the women that I asked them the same question: is it okay for a woman to ask a man out? Now the women said they would prefer that the man ask. So they didn't say they would not ask. They said that they prefer that the men ask. So that's the answer to the question. Women prefer the men to ask. Men said, hey, come on now, let me know you're interested, or you could just go head on and ask me. Let's just get this ball rolling so we can get to this date. So as promised, I answered the poll question. Welcome back to the Invisible Woman. We're still talking about Dating 101. And you cannot do Dating 101 without having pickup lines. Yes, I polled some guys and I said, hey, do you still use pickup lines? And if so, could you give me one of your best lines? Y'all gotta hear this. I gotta read some of them to you. Okay. Um, First of all, yes, they still use pickup lines because I have some to read to you. Was your dad a boxer? Because you're a knockout. Okay. Is there an airport nearby, or is my heart taking off? Okay. Hey, you're pretty and I'm cute. together, we're pretty cute. And my favorite one, this actually made me laugh. It's your name, Google, because you have everything I've been searching for. Okay, so yeah, I just want to give you the, did I miss one? Oh, there must be something wrong with my eyes. I can't take them off of you. All right, so some pickup lines from some guys that I polled. So yes, unfortunately, there's still pickup lines as long as there's somebody trying to shoot their shot. And some of them are still corny pickup lines, but yes, some pickup lines do exist. Thank you for the guys that submitted their answers to the polls and took out their time to talk to me today. Thank you for the women who answered the questions that I asked them. Thank you to all my viewers that were watching today. It has been a pleasure spending this brief time with you guys. Be safe when you're dating. Be careful. Be smart. Those are my dating tips. Dating 101, be careful, be safe, and be smart. I'll see you next week for more Invisible Woman. It was a pleasure. God bless. Good night. My name is Joyce Williams, and I'm the host of the Invisible Woman Talk Show. Life doesn't always give you flowers. That's why you should tune into the Invisible Woman Talk Show. It'll help empower you to find your inner strength, to bring out the beauty in you. The Invisible Woman Talk Show. Website is jwinvisiblewoman.com.